Hi there. It's been so long since I've recorded, I don't even know if I can remember how. But anyway, I've been trying out some new designs on my serger. Instead of just using it to finish seams, I've been playing around with it to see if I can use some of the functions on it to make doll clothes. Basically what it is, they call it a rolled hem, but I call it the napkin hem, where you just take out your knife and you can finish hems, you can finish sleeves, you can do all kinds of designs with it. But I've been getting so many of the animator dolls that I've been trying to make some new clothes for them. Oops, I just dropped something. Well, it wasn't important. Okay, so anyway, this was my first attempt at some Godet skirts. I'd never tried a Godet. A Godet is G-O-D-E-T, and this doll is Camille. I started to make this for the animators, and it turned out to be too small, so I ended up giving it to Camille here. She's a Le Cherie doll. And if you don't know what a Godet skirt is, it's G-O-D-E-T. It's pronounced Godet, but it's a French word, Godet. And anyway, this is, it's basically like quilting almost. Let me take this off for you. But I'm using that technique on the serger machine to finish the hem. And let me see if I can get this off. I put the strap on the back as an afterthought, so I just put it on for it with snaps. So anyway, this is another of the technique on the serger machine. You can just make your own headbands by just taking two pieces of fabric and putting that stitch on each side, and you can end up with a nice little headband. Same thing with shoes. I just did a quick pair of clogs on here just to see how that would look as shoes, and you can use that same technique and make your own straps. You can make like gladiator sandals, all kinds of things with that technique on the serger. And this I just used the 6mm wire. I didn't even sand it because it was just quick. And then I put just for a base, I just cut out some sheet of cork board for the base. But anyway, this one was just let me turn it inside out, was just a plain skirt, and then I just added a bodice to the top. A Godet is just used with circles. You just take a circle piece of fabric. Let me see if I can get one here. And then you cut it into, you can use for a Godet, you can use the whole circle, 3/4, half. This is a quarter circle that I used for that dress. What I did is I took plain cotton and then I covered it with organza. This organza worked pretty well. It's just designer organza, but nothing's glued on it. It's just plain organza with a design with a little bit of the glitter on top, and this seems to work the best. And you can get this organza in all kinds of different designs. I tried using the rolled organza for this one here, and I have that on a background of white fabric. But the problem with these is these stars keep falling off. I went through that whole dress, and by the time I was finished with it, half of the stars have already started falling off. I finished the bodice, and I'm already missing all the stars on this side. And I didn't even finish it. I didn't even put a zipper in it. I don't know. I've got missing stars here, missing stars there. But that's the same technique. On this Godet, instead of doing a plain strip of fabric like this, I actually tapered this one. I tapered it from the top to the bottom. And then I went ahead and used that same stitch on the serger machine as I did on the blue dress. But basically that's how it works. You just take a strip of fabric let me see if I have one. You take your strip of fabric and you sew your, I've been practicing on all different kinds of fabrics. This is a piece of, it's not quite chiffon, it's, it was too thin. It was a really thin see-through piece of, I don't even remember what the name of this one was, but I tried putting it with some netting in the back and it didn't work, so I gave this one up. So that's a quarter on a strap. So it's almost like quilting. Let's see if I can find one that, here's the, this one here. I used the strip of fabric here. I took my triangle of fabric and then I sewed it up, but I'll show you how to do this when we get to it. And then you sew one and then you sew it on this side. So you're going to take your strip, you're going to sew it from the bottom to a 1/4 inch from the top of this, and then you're going to sew another strip on the other side. Let me see if I have one that's already been finished. Here we go. This was the first attempt on that red and white one. So you're going to sew it up on one side within a 1/4 inch of the top of the triangle, and then you're going to sew another one on the other side within a 1/4 inch to the top of the triangle, and then this triangle is going to sort of pop out like this, and then you're going to put these two together at the top and sew from here to the top, and that's how you get that Godet look. I like it better with the tapering at the bottom instead of the square. I think it lays better, it looks better. They're both cute, I think, but I think this one just lays better when it's on the actual doll itself. This one is the same thing. I haven't even finished this one. I did the same technique, only this time I put little Peter Pan collar on here, which I wasn't too fond of because it won't lay down, so I'm going to have to go in there and tack it down. I haven't even put the zipper in yet because I wasn't really happy. But then the same thing happened with this. I used the same technique, only on this one I ran it through twice. First time I ran it through the serger, I used my cutter. Second time I took the cutter off. And I was going to sew this in the back with the zipper, and I thought, well, if anybody ever wants to wash this thing is going to end up rusting, and I'm going to, sorry about my fingernails, I had fake nails on for my niece's wedding, and you know, once you take the fake nails off, it ruins your nails. But that I didn't want to put in, so I'm just going to probably put a snap on the back so she can wear it with the snap and then take it off if they ever want to wash this. Now on this one, same thing. I did only one row of the stitching. It might have been better off using 2 rows, but you know, it's up to you. One thing with these animator dolls I really have to tell you about is they have such they have such narrow shoulders, but they have such a big bottom and a big belly, so it's kind of hard to fit them properly, and so that's why I've been having trouble making clothes. You just have, they're sort of like, they're not what you're used to as far as a balanced body, because they're so narrow through the shoulders, and then they've got these big old bellies, and it's hard to get them fitted right. I made that skirt for the animator. It didn't look good, so I put it on the Journey Girl, and same thing, it worked okay on her. But here's basically how it looks on the inside. I just threw a zipper on. I used for the sleeves, I just used a basic, where's the pattern here? Animator. So much for being organized. I just used a basic sleeve pattern. Let me see if I can find it here. Nope, can't find it. Oh well, I'll show it to you when I do the next video. But it's just your basic sleeve. I don't even know where it would be at. I just throw all my pieces together. Okay, well, so much for that. I can't find it. But I just used a basic bodice and then I just used a plain old sleeve. And on the sleeve I used, because we're using organza, I just took the cord elastic, this old cord elastic, and I just zigzagged across the cord, and that's how I put the sleeves in. And that's basically the sleeves on this. And I just doubled up the bodice, tacked it in, and that's how you get that design. Okay, but when I get to the serger, I'll tell you, you can even put the metallic thread on here. This is the, I used gray on the bottom, metallic on the top, and then the single strand was white. But anyway, once I get to the metallic, the serger, I'll show you. And this was the top of the bodice for the, I changed the design a little bit, and I put a little fold on the top, so it just gave it a little extra something. But that's the strap I added as an afterthought. But those are kind of cute too for your littler dolls too, and they're pretty simple. Same thing, Godet with the finish on the bottom. Okay, so you can pretty much use anything, but like I said, this organza doesn't work very well. It gets in the way, and you don't get a smooth finish on the bottom. See how I've got a star here? Once it hit the machine, the star sort of stuck out. So even though it's a cute with the sequins on it, I don't recommend it on these outfits. But anyway, okay, so that's a start, and then when I come back, I'll show you how to set up your serger machine. Okay, bye.